Hello, welcome. Let's try to solve another Leetcode problem called unguarded cells in the grid. Let's first try to understand it. So we are given two integers m times n, so this represented m times n grid, and we are also given two 2D integer arrays, guards and walls. So this means the guard's position. So for example, 0, 0, it is guard, and 1, 1, it is guard, and 2, 3, this position it is guard. And for the walls, it is the same as it is the same. For example, 0, 1, it is wall, and 2, 2, this is also wall. And for the coordinate system, for 1 and 4, this is also wall. But except that is just the empty space. And what are we going to return? We're going to return the number of unoccupied cells that are not guarded. So it is the blue area, because in the blue areas, for example this one, it is unguarded because in 4 directions there's no guard. Up, down, bottom, up, down, left and right, there's no G, there's no guard. So this means this is a count. So how many of the blue ones, how many of the gray colored cells? There are 7, so we're gonna return 7. So this is the idea. So how can we solve such kind of problem? I'm not sure if you solved a similar problem before, but for this problem, it is actually the bomb enemy. And this is the bomb enemy. As you can see, it's the same idea. If you solved this problem before, definitely you can solve the current problem, because definitely we will not use the brute force. And we're going to use the prefix sum to solve it. Yeah, so for the bomb enemy idea, it's also the same. We are given the grid, and we have the E represented the enemy, and the W represented the wall. So we're gonna count how many enemies, maximum enemies we can bomb. Yeah, but for this problem, we're gonna count how many gray areas. It's the same, so we can turn this problem exactly the same to the bomb enemy problem. This is just to check in 4 directions if I have no guard. So if the guard is 0, so this is 1 count, and I just need to check how many count. So the time complexity is going to be m times n. We're going to loop through the row and column, and we're going to check for the 4 directions. So for each cell, if it is empty, we're going to check the 4 directions. If the number of guard is not is 0, so this means this is our count, and then we're going to accumulate all the count. Yeah. Now let me just copy the bomb enemy's code. This is what I read. What I wrote before, so we just use the same code to solve the same problem. That is sometimes why we can solve the problem so quick. That is because we've solved the previous problem before. Now, if we encounter the similar problem, we just need to change a little bit. Yeah. So for this problem, we are giving m times n. So let me just replace the length of the grid. Yeah, this is the length of the grid and the length of the grid 0. But for us, we don't have the grid, right? So we needed to prepare a grid. So let me use RC as mn. Yeah, because I don't need to change too much. I don't need to start from the beginning. I just want to use the previous code, because this is just a prefix sum of the 4 directions. So yeah, if you are not familiar with the bomb enemy, maybe you can check my YouTube video for the bomb enemies. It's exactly why I used this kind of code to solve it. Now I just need to copy it and turn the bomb enemy problem to the called unguarded cells problem, because it's exactly the same. So let me just change a little bit. This is going to be RC, as we didn't prepare the grid. So let's just prepare the grid. Yeah, so the grid is going to be 0 times C for R in raised capital R. And inside the grid, as I used the enemy 0, so I will not change it. So if it is empty, I'm going to use a 0. Yeah, so this means from the beginning, I'm going to give the grid, it's not left. I'm gonna give the grid as 0, so this means the empty space. And I also need to use this E. E is the enemy, but for us, it's gonna be G. It's gonna be the guard. Yeah. So I'm gonna loop through the guard. So for RC in guards, the grid RC gonna be equal to the enemy. Yeah. yeah, because I wanted to turn the enemies to the guard, it's the same idea. Now let me just copy it. So for RC in walls, so I'm gonna give it's gonna be equal to the wall. Yeah, so now I prepared everything about the grid, and then I can just use the for prefix to the array to solve the problem. This means at the 4 directions I have a count how many of the guard. So here the guard is enemy, it's the same. So this means I'm gonna loop through the row and column, and I need to check if it is empty. I'm gonna count it. So result gonna be my counter. So I need to check if check with RC. I need to count the 4 directions, and this is the check function, and it is just the cumulative of 4 directions with the prefix sum, and this prefix sum left up, right, and down is uncalculated before, and both of them will be m times n time. So the final time can also be m times n. So if this value equal to 0, this means there's no guard. So the result would be updated. So it's going to be plus equal to 1. And finally, I just need to return the result. Yeah, it seems a lot of coding, more than 50 lines of code. Actually, I just copied from the previous problem. I didn't think too much. But as you can see, it's a lot of coding. It's really easy to make mistakes. Yeah, but basically, while you are coding, I don't think those coding gonna be difficult. It's just a basic idea. And for here, while you are calculating the left, you can calculate the right, up, down. It's the same idea. You just need to copy and paste. And for here, this is just a brute force to check. It's not so difficult. Yeah. Now let me just run it. As you can see, it works. Now let me submit it. Yeah, as you can see, it passed all testing cases, and I think the speed is okay. So the point is that sometimes I think the ideas is important. If we solve the previous problem with the same idea, maybe we can copy the code. Yeah, to solve it. I know if we start from the beginning, maybe we're gonna make mistakes. Maybe we're gonna spend maybe more than half an hour or more than 1 hour to solve the problem, but definitely we know how to solve it. But the coding is just too much, and normally more than 50 lines of code, it's really easy to make mistakes. Yeah, I think that's for this problem. Thank you for watching. See you next time.